Apple experiencing a significant wave of executive departures. The latest news. Bloomberg reports that the company's senior vice president of hardware technologies recently told CEO Tim Cook that he's thinking about leaving. And joining us now, Amit Daryanani, Evercore IT hardware networking equipment senior analyst, who just raised his price target to 325 from 300. So at this point, you're like most of the people we've talked to. This is not, at least near term, a reason to become more negative on the stock, these departures, Amit.
Yeah, listen, I would say if you break out the exits, and I will concede, it creates uncertainty, it creates headline risk. I get that, right? But if you look at it, half of the folks that have left really have been because they're retiring. Probably a good thing that you're getting some new blood into the company. The other half has been Meta and OpenAI and other companies poaching talent. So there's been a bit of a shift. And I think part of that is driven by just retirements that are happening. There's also a strategic reset, I would argue, Apple is doing on Apple Intelligence. That's potentially driving some changes. And then I think Jeff Williams, the COO, retiring last year, did have a bit of a cascade impact. So I think there's a couple of things happening, but we think it's a good sign that there's some new blood, new thought process coming into the company, which is not.
That's an interesting take. The point we made earlier was maybe near term, Apple continues to do what it does. That phone cycles and the 17, the iPhone 17 was a great upgrade cycle. And how many times in the past that people said, well, Apple needs something new, it can't just keep doing this, and the ecosystem got bigger, and they just minded their P's and Q's, and the stock, you can see the return that it's had, and it's right near a high, and you think it's even going higher. Does AI ever matter? And you point out that in March or spring of 2026, we get Siri 2.0. At that point, does it matter?
Listen, I think if they can get AI or Apple Intelligence, as they would call it, correct, Siri 2.0 finally does what it was supposed to do, then I think it starts to matter. Because what all of that could do eventually with Apple Intelligence is it helps you increase this monetization of your iOS space. And to your point, everyone that wants to own an iPhone at this point in the world probably has an iPhone. The question for Apple is, how do I improve monetization for iOS user? We think Apple Intelligence, Siri 2.0, could help you get there. And I'm not sure what this application will be, but at some point, if AI works, you will have an application like FaceTime when it came out back in the day, and everyone had to get a new iPhone because we needed a front-facing camera. I think you'll have a moment like that with Apple Intelligence at some point on the road that could not only trigger services monetization, but also a hardware cycle.
You said new blood is always good. Look back at the departures we've seen in the last, 3 months. What was the most significant one where it actually made you think that's a big loss at this point? And which ones were sort of, we can easily replace this person? Was there one in particular that was a real issue for Apple?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I would say the head of AI, John G, leaving or retiring, they're hitting a reset. That sort of made sense along with some other stuff they did, right? Alan Dye, who's the head of human interface design, the industrial design team at Apple, him leaving, probably a bit of a negative for Apple right now. So that one I would say was a bit of a negative to Alan Dye leaving. If the rumors, which I think there are rumors right now, of Johnny Storgi, the head of semiconductor chip design at Apple, leaving, that would be a very material dynamic as well. So I'd say that's worth monitoring as well as go forward.
I'm not, I didn't see those rumors. So when were those out? And do you put credence in those rumors? Who is this? And when did you see something that indicated that he might leave?
There was stuff over the weekend that said he's potentially considering to leave. He's the head of hardware design, semiconductor design at Apple.
Okay, and that would be concerning, but you don't know at this point whether that's true or not.
It's way above my pay grade to figure out if it's true or not.